everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of Christian World News. I'm George Thomas. My colleague Wendy Griffith is on vacation. Well, we begin in the Middle East, where thousands of Iraqi Christians fled for their lives this week. The Islamic State of Iraq and Syria is attacking Christian villages as they press on in their brutal attempt to take more territory. As my colleague John Waghi explains, the refugees fear they will never return to their homes.
At a checkpoint near the Kurdish-controlled areas, both Christians and Shiite Muslims warned of an ongoing slaughter at the hands of ISIS.
They have cut off heads. There are 8 dead bodies on the river banks. No one knows what they want.
2,000 Christians sought refuge in the Kurdish city of Erbil after Sunni Muslim gunmen attacked their towns near the city of Mosul. This man says he hopes to leave Iraq.
There are a lot of people who wish to emigrate in this situation because our future is unknown. And in general, the future of Iraq is unknown. But we as Christian minority, our future is even more unknown. Honestly, we can't predict our future.
It's a familiar refrain for the Christians who are left in Iraq. Hundreds of thousands have fled the country since the U.S. ousted Saddam Hussein 11 years ago.
We won't have a future here in Iraq, never. Now I want to immigrate to a European country, now, at this moment. Yes, we are afraid for Christians. Different groups of Christians are treated badly. They're being displaced.
These refugees are now living in a sports center. Others have been sent to nearby schools, suffering from lack of sleep and exposure to hot weather. With no one to defend them, the situation for Christians is likely to get more desperate.
The only protected zone for the Christians are within the Kurdistan region government territories, especially within the Kurdish territory in Iraq. Other places are very dangerous and there are very tensions of violence against the Christian in all over Iraq, especially the middle and the south of Iraq.
As the U.S. struggles to find a diplomatic solution to the unraveling in Iraq, the chances are good that thousands more refugees will join those already in the Kurdish-controlled areas of the country's north. John Waghi, CBN News.
CBN Chief International Correspondent Gary Lane is in Erbil, northern Iraq. He joins us now. Gary, we see thousands of Christians fleeing their homes, seeking refuge in Kurdistan. Can you tell us what's happening on the ground right now?
We know there were at least 2,000 people that came into Erbil yesterday and early this morning. Yesterday, I was in Al-Kosh. Al-Kosh is the last remaining Christian town. It's about 3 hours from here, maybe an hour from the major city of Duhok. And when we were there, 300 people, all Christian, came into that town. Christians are coming into Al-Kosh because Al-Kosh is the last remaining Christian village of its size that could possibly handle Christian refugees, and they are being overwhelmed. I would say there are probably 1,000 people there right now.
Gary, what are these Christians telling you about the situation there right now?
The ones we talked to from Karagosh, and that's the latest city to be assaulted. It's a mixture of Christian and Muslim there. They said, yes, Peshmerga troops, those are the Kurdish troops, fought back ISIS and ISIS left, but they were bombed for about a day. And when there was a lull in the bombing, that's when many of the people left. But Peshmerga, they're supposed to be in control of that city, but why are so many people leaving then? I think it's because these Christians feel insecure. They're wondering if ISIS will return there, come back with more troops to fight, because they really believe ISIS wants to take over that town.
Tell us a little bit about this ancient Christian community that's under assault.
This church is one of the oldest churches in the world. It started back right after Jesus was resurrected and ascended into heaven, and when the apostles went out. And the Assyrian Christians are saying, look, we were here before the Muslims were here. The town that I was in yesterday, Al-Kosh. Al-Kosh was founded in the 6th, 7th century as a Christian town, maybe even before that, but there is a monastery there that dates back to the 7th century, a church that is back around 600 something. So these are Christian towns. That's the last remaining one that is exclusively Christian. What the Christians are saying, look, pray for us, but we have many needs. And CBN has been stepping forward to help meet some of those needs, and we'll be telling you more about that in the days ahead.
We know they've been persecuted for years. Is this their last stand today in Iraq?
Where are they going to go? They're flooding into Erbil, which is the capital of Kurdistan. in northern Iraq. They're going to the town of El-Kosh, which is a town of 6,000 Christians, an exclusive Christian village, but that's it. There's nowhere else for them to go in Iraq. They will have to leave the country. And what they told me in El-Kosh yesterday, what happens if ISIS comes in and attacks this Christian city? We will have to leave and flee, and then the only place to go will be Erbil. So our options are limited. This is an ancient Christian community that is being exterminated, and we need to be there for them as believers.
Gary, thank you so much. This situation is changing rapidly, and for the latest updates, check out our webpage, CBN News.